free name is actually condemning us as a nation. It's actually oppressing us as a nation, man. Read on. For what? Those things that have nothing to do with the Most High. Nobody's turning back to the power. Nobody's turning back to our strength. They're still dealing with their own bang on business, man. That's what's wrong with us.
How many? Because they won't let us have no friends. But you have to understand, they celebrate, they kill us. Shalom, shalom, giving all praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh. The American dream. A lot of our people really feel that it's something that they can accomplish. No matter how high you get, ask Bill Cosby, ask Mike Tyson, ask some of these guys that so-called have money. The American dream has been a nightmare for the Israelites because it gives us the perceptions that we can make it here. Pull up your boots, do this. But see, that's what they give you out front. In the back, everything is set up to hold you back. And if you notice, who they attack is the Israelite man. No matter which society you go in, if you go down there in Haiti, Puerto Rico, Mexico, they're always attacking the man because he carried the seed. Of course, they want you to produce children because they're slaves. It tells you that in the scriptures. A birth certificate is a slave document keeping track of the slave. A social security card is another tracking method of the slave to see how much this slave has produced. When do you ever use your social security number? Only when you want to do something. Apply for a house, car, and what else? A job. So the American dream has been an American nightmare. Let's go to Romans 13:1. Let's get started.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
See, you know, you got a lot of brothers why they catching hell out here because what you call them, solvent citizen. That's why they get shot. You got people that do not want to ride around with their driver license, insurance. You see why our people catching hell out here. We are to keep we're not to keep them homosexual laws though. We'll get that too. Read on.
For there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
Get Daniel 4:17. These powers, he was put in positions to do the dirt that he's doing.
Oh.
He's a man with no conscience. Kill women, children, and some people forget this, what he does. Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers.
See, this is the decree is an order. Read.
And the demand by the word of the Holy One.
Of the Holy Ones. Read on.
To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
See, a lot of people don't understand that, but read on.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will.
To whomsoever he will. Read.
And setteth up over it the basis of men.
What's the so-called white man?
Basis of men.
What's the so-called African?
Basis of men.
The basis of man's, man. Set them up over us to rule us because we can't keep the commandments. Give me 1 Peter 2 and 13. And this is what you're seeing, a nation being rebuilt. And everything ain't going to be smooth as that caddy you drive. Everything has got to be tuned up, man. We got to put spark plugs in this nation. Got to put a new alternator to get it to running right. We need a starter to get it, wake them up, man. We need all these things, valve cover gaskets, you know. This nation is hell. We got to still put it back together. Read.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 13. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake.
So when we understanding, why you think, brother, why you think you haven't seen an Israelite man get shot down by the police? He's thinking. But why do they get pulled over? They ride around with them paper tags on their car. And you see some people, they live with paper tags. They ain't got insurance in their car. They got warrants. What else? They don't like to pay their rent on time. What else? You know, when you don't pay your rent on time, man, what they do? They hit you with a fee right off the bat. You think about all these things about being spiritual, man. You take care of these things. This is why we're building boys to men, to let them understand by working backwards in caution. Read on.
Whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors, as unto them that are sent by him, for the punishment of evildoers.
What?
For the punishment of evildoers.
Some people, that's why I tell you, man, when you see how people going through things, that means that, and a lot of them, I'm going to tell you something, man. I read a comment on another board, and it was like, these preachers in Dallas are mentioning us. So that campaign we doing out there on the ground, it's getting through. So, and brothers got to understand, we ain't that far off. I'm telling you, Israel have grown tremendously because the water is being the most highest water in the garden, man, and it's coming from us out there putting in that work. That increase is we might have in Judah already 12,000. We just really catch Haiti, the Levites made already. Because a lot of them know. Read.
And for the praise of them that do well.
Them that do well, man, you don't have these issues. We're not getting calls anymore, you know, dealing with that garbage anymore. Because we tell brothers, this is how you do it. Sisters too, you know, sisters be riding around with wants. You know, we will help you get that resolved. We will help you take care of those things. Showing you how to go get your license. There's people sitting here you can talk to about doing things that you need to get done. Don't be like the people out there in the world. They don't have that help, but they don't want help. Read.
For so is the will of God, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men.
So with well-doing, read that again.
For it is the will of God, that with well-doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men.
And women's. We was all ignorant at one time, didn't we? And that's the thing where I try to get you rules and daughters of Sarah to understand. This is a thinking man game, because we in a what? We in hell right here, man. Everything we do is being monitored. Go to 1 Timothy 2 and 2. Everything we do, someone have something to say about it. We can't speak up for ourselves. Even our own people are some sellouts, man. They don't want us speaking up for ourselves.
God.
Read that up.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 2. For kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty.
See, that's how we're supposed to live. Well, we ain't getting calls. Hey, Shanae over here tearing up the house. We ain't getting called brothers out there, drunk out there in the streets. We should live peacefully, man. Read on.
For this is good and acceptable in the sight of our God, of God our Savior.
Read on.
Who will have all men to be saved, and to come unto the knowledge of the truth.
Come to the knowledge of the truth. That's what our peoples don't like to deal with. Go to Proverbs 21:1. The knowledge of the truth. Read on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
So Donald Trump can't make a move without the Most High Yahweh giving him. That's why I say do not fear him. And a lot of people I know, our sisters be fearing. We all out there, y'all. Let me tell you something. They do not want to try it. They can't try it anyway. Don't worry about that. He's like the movies. He's all bluff game. When you think about it, read on.
As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Wherever he will. Romans 13:2. Romans 13:2.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God.
So when you driving around, suspended license, and you get pulled over, you're going to get what you got coming. Y'all have to understand this place was not set up for us. This is not our dream. This is the so-called white man to be a homosexual. To have transgenders all over the place. This is his dream, not our dream. We should not be trying to be. And let me ask you this. When y'all seeing people talking about voting, why the Japanese and the Chinese ain't pushing that garbage? Why the Arabs are not pushing that garbage? Why is it us want to be a part of a society that doesn't even treat us equally? Why? When you got other foreigners that come over here and they help set them up, and we built the city, we built the country. Why? Why do you keep pushing on the American nightmare? Let's just show you how destroyed our peoples are in the mind. Read on.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Give me this first video, man. Let me. You know, y'all hear about all this stuff with the shooting down there in El Paso. They got little stones up. The news media's been down there all week. They got coverages. The football, the NFL is sending money to them. You got where is that, in Detroit somewhere? Dayton, Ohio. You got all these things that happening in Dayton, Ohio that's on the TV. All these school shootings that you see. Don't they have all kind of visual for them? People's out there holding candles. Somebody gonna drop that hot wax on somebody. It's gonna be a scrap out there, cause I tell you something, that wax hurt. But what about Chicago? Why is there no one speaking about Chicago? Why is it there's no representation from the NFL? Why are the black NFL players haven't donated no money to kill? Why haven't they went in there to speak? Why the NBA players, man? Why your black police association? Black firefighters, black nurses, black school teachers. Why no one ever stands up for us? Play that video.
Here in the latest fatal shooting taking place in Garfield Park late this afternoon. And while police continue to investigate all of this weekend's gun violence, they're also adding more officers to the street tonight in those areas.
Pause it. Did anybody see where they got a lot of flowers laying around? Did you see any Edomites out there crying with burning candles? That should let you know they don't care nothing about you, man. But our people stuck in this American dream thing. Play the video.
The danger of retaliation to be highest.
Chicago police officers and emergency rooms stretched to the limit. That is what it was like on the city's...
Let me tell you something. Our people ain't up there just killing each other like that, man. You might have the police department behind it. Because anytime there's a riot going on, Ferguson, Guess who always back in the background? Keeping up trouble. So-called white man. You can't holler no justice, no peace when you're not even wanted here. When you're not treated equal here. You got house Negroes and you got the field Negroes. House Negroes they give jobs to, so when there's anything said, they send the house Negro out like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. See, the house Negro, he get paid, so he want to come out, spread a few dollars around, and help squash the beef. His job is to kill the noise. That's why anytime something happen, you just like the brother that they were walking down the street on the horse, and they got him in handcuffs. No pickup ride about that, was it? You see no Edomites out there saying one word. They don't care about y'all, man. America never cared about us.
That's right.
Play on.
And that day Johnson describing it as a gun battle.
Several of our victims returned fire, possibly up to 4 or 5 different people shooting them.
Why is it always some coon, the chief of police, won't do nothing for his people? See, these the kind of Negroes right here, man, that you have to be careful with. Be careful with you speaking to them, because they all belongs to some fraternity. He ain't got that job because he was a good cop. Got that job because he was a good boy. That's how they get those jobs. They do a lot of brown nosing. Yeah, his nose, he's pretty big. It's a lot of... Just telling you, man. Play on.
At one time.
2 hours later at 18th and Keeler, 8 people were shot, 1 fatally. Following a basketball game, police had been forced to break up earlier.
That's what I keep telling y'all. I've been telling y'all this for a while. Stay away from these events, man. Stay away from people that are not keeping these laws, man. Because judgment is on them. You don't know how it's coming. Just like, where was they, in the mall, at Walmart's, or at Sam's? Where was the shooting in El Paso? Walmart? Where was the shooting in Daytona? At a club?
Restaurants.
Somebody out having, I'm telling you, man, you don't know when it's coming. Play on.
Here in the day, when it began to circulate that an act of violence was being planned. 3 guns were recovered, but after police left, many of those who were there earlier are believed to have returned. 33-year-old Demetrius Flowers was killed in the shooting. They say all of last night's shootings were gang or drug related, and they're now preparing for what could be another busy night. 50 additional officers are being brought into the 10th district alone, and that's not all.
Now these police, when they out there, went on our people. Now they just showing them right here, most of them being tactical gear, like they getting ready to go to war. Now when you see them out there, when the Edomites are doing their thing, they just out there in regular uniform. They just let them do what they do, man. They just blowing off some steam. Then most of it is mental. With us, they just persecute us, man. And the Lord is using them for that. The more we come out of this world, the better off our peoples are going to be. You cannot holler no justice, no peace, and turn around and have a Thanksgiving turkey on your table. You have to come from your enemy, man. Play on.
We're going to deploy our gang teams, our tech teams, and our saturation teams in the locations that...
That's the real chief of police. The other guy just a face.
CPD tomorrow launching what they're calling the Gun Offenders Dashboard in their continued effort to highlight the...
This is the thing.
That's why the Bible speaks on how we're supposed to be doing things. Give me Sirach chapter 7 and verse 16 right quick. We've been dealt out a certain type of, we've been dealt out grace, but in that grace teaches us something. Read that when you get there. The book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 16. Read. Number not thyself among the multitude of sinners. When you start walking this walk, you see how many people are dying, but where are they dying in? They dying in places that an Israelite has nowhere being. So he said, number not thyself amongst the sinners. Then the people that got killed at the club, who were they there with? Sinners. You dealing in, when we go shopping at Walmart, we have to be careful. Why? Because when we walking through Walmart, what do you see? Women dressed like whores, you see whoremongers. We amongst the sinners. That's why the bishop is making sure that we got a garden that we try to learn how to feed ourselves. Nobody's thinking about these things. The Bible says, number not thyself among the sinners. Anything can happen. You going to a birthday party. You going over your mama's house on Thanksgiving. You going over there to see him on Christmas. Anything can happen. If we out of line, he said, he told us, he gave us a commandment not to do that. Read on. But remember that wrath will not tarry long. What? Wrath will not tarry long. Remember that the wrath will not tarry long. When we put ourselves outside in those certain situations, if you put yourself in a situation like that, guess what? You deserve what you get. That's why it's best that you be around an Israelite family, around your brothers and sisters. That's why it's best that we love the Lord together, we party together, we stick together. Why? Because we're not supposed to be out there amongst the world. Read on, Art. Humble thy soul greatly. That's what's wrong with a lot of our people. We won't humble ourselves and do what the Bible say do. That's why we get caught in certain situations. You wonder why you're doing so bad. You wonder why you're going through, because you won't keep the laws of God. Read. For the vengeance of the ungodly is fire and worms. And the vengeance of the ungodly is death. Go ahead, Bishop.
Kind. And that's what be going on, man. Amos 3:1. See, there's judgment that is happening as we speak. And when you hear, see, I'm going to show you something when you hear this, because a lot of them that has been taken, or a lot of them probably that don't rejected the word, that would be the problem. Is a lot of them we don't deal with out there in them street corners. I remember seeing one guy come through there, he was bad as hell. I see him on the news a few months later. Police don't caught him for auto burglary. So now he's probably doing some years in the pen, because they already be on paper. Read that up.
The book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
He specified. Read.
Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt.
Read on.
Saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
He said he's going to punish you for your sins. That's why you see a lot of Israelites that can't come in, because they're still battling with sin. That's why you got a lot of these guys in some of these, they look for schools that doesn't enforce the law. They look for school where they can be who they were in the world. They look for a school where I can still smoke weeds. They look for a school where they can still be a whoremonger. They don't want that help, man. The time is now. Romans 2:5. The time is now to get yourselves in order. Can't get to the kingdom and be like, oops, my bad. No. Take his head off. Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 2 and verse 5. But after thy hardness and impotent heart, treasure it up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath.
We don't.
And revelation of the righteous judgment of God.
Some people say it's wrong, but it's just judgment. Read on.
Who will render to every man according to his deed.
He's going to render to every man and woman according to their deed. It's going to happen. These are Bible prophecies. All we doing is being a vessel to bring it to you, to feed the sheep. 1 Peter 4:17. See, some people take it as a game. I keep telling you, this is a lifestyle. This is love. Yeah, we're going to have issues every now and then. We family. We supposed to. If everybody walking through here squeaky clean, I'm going to be telling you, something ain't right. Something is not right. We came out of that world and everybody, hold up. I know it's time. It's shutdown time for this place. Read that out.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God.
It say judgment got to begin at the house of God. Read.
And if it first begin at us,
read.
what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?
What is the end is going to be, man? Ooh. Keep the commandments, man. That's all I can tell you. Read on.
And if the righteous scarcely be saved.
Hold up. If the righteous barely get in, read.
Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
They're going to be somewhere at that barbecue, beer and blunt party. Except it ain't going to be none of that stuff in the lake of fire. Read on.
Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of God
read on.
Commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing.
In what?
In well-doing.
Read.
As unto a faithful creator.
Unto a faithful creator. So, we have to be faithful in our walk. Every day is a try, and you go to sleep, wake up in the morning. You pray that you get better. Back to Romans 13 and 3. This is what the feeding, and I love it because Israel getting proper understanding of the scriptures. You can't get that on YouTube, just sitting back, going to be a sideline reporter. Can't get it on Facebook, man. A lot of things you have to work out. You have to come amongst your peers. Read up.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works.
Those ones that keep these laws, read.
But to the evil.
So when you understand, when you see all this stuff happening to our nation, because they don't want to keep God's laws. You got the people out there know the Israelites don't want to change. That's a sad situation when you know you got total protection. You keep these laws. You got to be an idiot to continue out there in the streets to nowhere. There's no unity in families. We're going to get that too. Read.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
See, some of them ain't afraid. Them wicked spirit that was back when Yahweh said, crucify him, crucify. See, they still here today. Read on.
Do that which is good.
Do that which is good. Keep these commandments. Read.
And thou shalt have praise of the same.
And thou will have that praise, man. John 17 and 9. Always practice on good behaviors. Learning that some people, when they come in here, their speech ain't gonna be right. Their verbiage is not gonna be what y'all that's been in this walk for a minute. Some of their ways ain't gonna be right. Some things they say you got to understand, dang, this person's sick. That's why you here. To help. You have to help with the word. Help them, show them, no, that's not right, sister, brother. You know, you're going off. And some people, they don't want to see us build as a nation. Let me tell you something. You can't tear down what the Most High and the Son building up. That's a waste of your time. Read out.
The book of St. John, chapter 17 and verse 9.
Listen what Christ say.
I pray for them.
He said he prayed for them. That 1/3, read.
I pray not for the world.
He don't pray for the world, read.
But for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
They are thine. They are thine. We are his possessions. We should understand. He do not give me 1 John 2 and 14. To come out of this place is total. And I tell you, I know a lot of the sisters, you know, it's hard, man. Now you got this thing in your mind. It's stuck. Boop, I can't let it go. I had to go see Chang Kwang Hanang to the nail shop. And, you know, I got to go get my toes. Y'all should be doing that amongst yourself, man. Why can't you do that amongst yourself? Why couldn't y'all establish what they do amongst yourself? We got sisters in here can do hair. We got sisters in here can do toes and nails. But see, we can't see that yet. Let's just let you know you're not truly in the spirit. We got to go to somebody in there talking about you. Talking about how bad your feet look. See, I understand their language. Because I used to tell them when I used to go get my, hey, look, I'm recording everything. You say something about me, I'll be back. And be quiet, see. But go to your nation. Let me ask you this. How many do these foreigners come to us for anything? I'll wait. Not one. Not one will come to us, not even for a chicken sandwich. That's self-hatred. When you really think about it, nobody come to us. But we go to all their establishment. That's why I it's about dealing with your nation. Staying away from these other nations. They don't care about you. As soon as you're down, who you calling? Your own people. Who did Michael Jackson come to when they had him on that pedophile? Went to his own, he was on BET, wasn't he? Never was on that, was it? Read that out.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 14. I have written unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning.
Ye have known him. These spirits that are righteous, always been righteous. These spirits that are wicked, always been wicked. Read.
I have written unto you, young men.
Young men, read.
Because ye are strong.
Ye are strong. Read on.
And the word of God abideth in you.
Some of them thinking muscles, man. It's talking about your mind. Read on.
And ye have overcome the wicked ones.
See, you overcome the wicked ones. So the people's in there doing your nails. Some of y'all brothers still going to get your car washed by the so-called white man. Get your car worked on by the so-called white man. That's why we having every quarter we're gonna have the car shop day. Cause we have to check the sister cars that's single, check their tire pressure, man. And we building up brothers. Eventually we'll have our own mechanic here that you can go to. Eventually might have a shop. If enough of, how he gonna maintain it if we're not supporting him? We have to come to our people, man. We have to make that dollar circulate amongst us. Cause as soon as you get you don't even get it no more. It just comes to deposit. Ding! Guess where it goes? Ding! Right out. Cause you're giving it right back to another Edomite. Read on.
Love not the world.
Some people don't understand that, man. It say, love not this world, man. Read.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Cause some people, they got Christmas stuff up already. You go into the stores. This place is a snare. Everything you see is to trap you. Your television commercials. Everything that you do, it's a snare to you. Read.
If any man love the world.
Any man love this world, read.
The love of the Father is not in him.
That's when you start seeing brothers start being spiritually built up sisters. Because they're not doing the things. And that's what I try to get y'all to understand, sisters. You got to understand, Wu-Tang-Tang shop won't be in the kingdom. There won't be no Wu-Tang-Tang shops all over Jerusalem, man. Because if it is, we're going to burn it down. Mm-hmm. It won't be that. So you're going to have to start affiliating with your own nation. Read.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
That's what happens, man. That's what our people still having control in their flesh. Read.
And the lust of the eyes.
The lust of the eyes. Seeing that nice hoopty, man, that $1 million Benz. He got $1 million card note. I don't like card notes, man. You're already paying rent. What you need with another note? I'm just being serious. What? You're already paying $1,000 a month. Now you got another $500, $600. See, some of y'all don't add your gas into your note. See, because that's a part of your note too. You putting what, $200 a month in your car? And your car payment is $500. Guess what? That's $700, ain't it? What about that insurance? There, you got another 100 and something. What? Don't have repairs once you break it down in 12. It's a game. It's a game that they play on us. Read.
And the pride of life.
Pride. That's prideful. That's what you see them at these Grambling State games. They be out to show what they got, just like at the church. It's a dress game. Sister come in there and see you, or brother come in there and see you. Hold up, I got to kill this noise. They talking about Sister Johnson. Look at Sister Johnson. See, They got to outdo each other, man. That's that pride of life, man. I always want up in your brother, so it's not that important to me, man. I would rather us all be on one accord in here. Guess what they kill? Pride of life, jealousy, that covenant spirit. It kills all that malice that be in our people. Because what 50 tell you, get rich or die trying. And a lot of you gonna die trying. We tell you, get this truth or die trying. Read.
Is not of the Father.
It's not of the Father, but read on.
But is of the world.
It's of the world. Read.
And the world passeth away.
This kingdom is gone soon, man. Read.
And the lust thereof.
And the lust, all the things you've seen being promoted here. Read.
But he that doeth the will of God.
He that doeth the will of God. Read.
Abideth forever.
Abideth forever. James 2:8. You abide forever. I'd rather have that forever than a car payment or a house note. I'd rather have that forever than any of this stuff that we don't been chasing. Like that dog chasing his tail. He never can catch his tail. No matter how you climb up the ladder, you start sliding back down if you lose a job. Then it's just this. A yo-yo for you. You never get stability here. You're always fighting because everything is set up against you. And I think a lot of these people that thinking they got money and they get pulled over, they find out they just like the little pookie in the hood. Mm-hmm. You know different. Read that out.
The book of James, chapter 2 and verse 8. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scriptures.
According to the scriptures, read.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Ye do well.
Ye do what?
Ye do well.
Give me Matthew 22, man, and 36. Let's see what Yahweh was talking about. And this is the thing. When you really reading your Bible, it really speaks to you. This is your comforter, man. This is the thing that you need to make your day better. Some of y'all should just read just one passage each morning before you go to work. Take a little time on yourself. Start building yourself. Read that out.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 36. Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Yahweh said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
With all your mind. So how do you do that? Keep the commandments. See, they'll tell you there's only 2 commandments now. All you got to do is say you love him with all your mind. Then you out there, you a whoremonger, you a murderer, you out there stealing and robbing banks. Oh, God's gonna pat him on the head. He's a good little boy. Out there in your neighbor's house. I mean, Christianity is a hell of a drug, man. Read.
And with all thy soul.
With all thy soul. Read.
And with all thy mind.
Read on.
This is the first and great commandment.
This is the first and this is all commandments. Really, read.
And the second is like unto it.
The second is just like all the other commandments. Read.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So how is the so-called white man loving us? How is the people that's the Jesse Jackson, the Al Sharpton, them? Why don't you never see them come in here? The only time you'll see them coming into your city is the news media. They with the people that's promoting them, sponsoring them. They have to do what they say do. Why have you ever seen one of these leaders speak out? They catch a bullet in the brains. Read on.
On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
It say hang all the law and the prophets. All the law. They didn't get that part, did they? Did they miss that part? It say on these 2 commandments hang all the law. The whole Bible. Now they don't want that, man. James 2 and 9. They don't want that part. They want to just hear the part where they just get love. And let me tell you something. Christianity people, man, some of the worst people on the planet. Read that out.
The book of James, chapter 2 and verse 9. But if ye have respect to person.
If you have a respect to person, read.
Ye commit sin.
So you commit sin. So how you going to help your brother? You cannot. Your sister. That's what I'm telling y'all ladies. You know, we have to tell our sisters, tell our brothers, man. We're here to help build a nation, man. I'm going to tell you something. Everything is just like that car I gave you. It's a little rough. But as we keep working on it, it'll be smooth as you want it to be. And it takes time. Read.
And are convinced of the law as transgressors.
And are convinced of the law as transgressors. Read on.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law.
The whole law, read.
And yet offend in one point.
In one, you got, okay, no homosexual. They can be an Israelite, can they? Can they wear their fringes? I was asking them. Can they wear their fringes? Can they keep the 7th day? But can they be a homosexual? Can you be adulterous? Give me Acts 24:14.
The book of Acts, chapter 24 and verse 14. But this I confess unto thee.
Read on.
That after the way which they call heresy.
Read.
So worship I the God of my fathers, believing all things which are written in the law and in the prophets.
See, what did he say he do? What he did? What? Believe what?
Believing all things which are written in the law and in the prophets.
So, I mean, who we fighting? We fighting people that want us not to keep the law. Man, you gotta be crazy. Back to John 17:10. I'm gonna keep these commandments. I want to get to the kingdom, man. I want to eat the lamb. I want to be able to sit out on the porch 4 a.m. in the morning. Have ham out there beating Esau back in. Get up, get to the cotton field. Because I want them to understand our pain, man. Understand what we see. They don't say. I tell you, man. I go watch you. You go on Yahoo sometime, man. I see the comments, man. They got all kind of negative comments about us. Now they just found some German guy. He's 92 years old. Then they finna prosecute him. What about the so-called white man that was hanging us in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and still today? Why they haven't got none of them? Why they haven't got Donald Trump for all the moonshine his daddy sold to get him the money he got? Why they not on them? But everything, someone else, they always persecuting. And we know the Holocaust was all fake. Read up.
The book of St. John, chapter 17 and verse 10.
And if it wasn't fake, why keep taking down the videos if they not fake? If something ain't true, won't you? Y'all let them put all the lies out. But if you put any truth out, your video coming down. Read.
And all mine are thine.
All mines are thine. Read.
And thine are mine. And I am glorified in them.
He's the one we keeping these commandments. I heard him see him over there talking about the Power Rangers. Yeah, we're gonna be the Power Rangers soon. Soon we putting our boot up your neck somewhere. You know. We don't run around here with them faggot suits on that they have on, man. All skin tight up like Superman. See, they don't say nothing about Superman costume. Batman costume, Wonder Woman out there like dressed like a whore. But our families go get this stuff, and Wonder Woman is a trans, man. It was the Miss Trans Tel Aviv. But see, they don't want us telling. They ain't gonna say nothing about that. But they want to look at us. They should be like, damn, man, they fly as hell. They got capes. They the real superheroes, man. Read on.
Verse 11. And now I am no more in the world.
He said he's no more here. Read.
But these are in the world.
We here. Read.
And I come to thee.
Read on.
Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me.
Keep those ones that keep these commandments, man. Read.
That they may be one.
They may be what?
That they may be one.
Read.
As we are.
As the Father and the Son is. That's what we practicing on. But read on.
While I was with them.
While Because he was here, read.
In the world.
Read on.
I kept them in my name.
Read.
Those that thou gavest me, I have kept.
See, you got to understand, man. This thing is already, the children are going to wake up. The elect is going to wake up. This thing is already a done deal for Esau. He have no pot to piss in, man. He done for. Read.
And none of them is lost.
And what?
And none of them is lost.
Read.
But the son of perdition.
The son of who?
Perdition.
The sons of destruction. Read.
That the scripture might be fulfilled.
Some of them 2/3 got to go. There's no ifs, and buts. It's going to happen. So when they really talking about we a hate group, we ain't out here killing nobody. We ain't out here evicting nobody. We ain't out here repossessing your cars. We ain't doing nothing to nobody. We ain't spitting in no Edomite face. We are teaching the word. And they label us a hate group, man. Romans 13:4. Just for standing up for yourself, you called a hater. I thought you had to be hating on somebody to be called a hater. We not hating on the white man. We know he done stole everything from us. We just understanding we in court right now. He on trial. He's watching videos. He's examining. He have no witnesses to come and verify him. He's going to be charged guilty of all the crimes. And he's going to have all the things that he have stolen returned. That's what people don't want to hear. Read up.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 4. For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Read on.
But if thou do that which is evil.
Thou do that which is evil, man. Give me Deuteronomy 79. Let me show you something, man. Thing is, we just want our people, man. This is love. They want to hear the video about all the shooting and the killing, man. What they gonna do for us? Why is they down there in the El Paso? Let me tell you something. As soon as the killing was on, CNN and Fox News are already having a reporter there one day. Y'all don't think about this. How they get a reporter there that fast? Same thing in Dayton, Ohio. They doing a live cast at 5:30 news or whatever time the news on. All the news channels are reporting the same thing. And then they're talking about 2 Edomites did the killing. Haven't they all been doing all the mass shooting around here? I'm just being serious. Who shot up the movie theater? Who shot up the school? Who's doing all the killing? But they are mentally disturbed. And let me tell you something. Didn't they take the one that shot the church peoples up? They took him to Burger King. This is some hell of a stuff. But our people, they don't care about that. Then I seen the black people tell them, oh, I forgive you, you know. I'd been in there like, son, I will be snapping your neck soon. I can't do it now, because I don't know what's going to happen, but as soon as the Lord get here, I will find you. See, the thing is, nobody want us, everybody want us just to forget when they doing all the killing around here. We buy AR-15, we're going to go out and shoot up a tree somewhere. We're not thinking to go shoot up a school. And I'm going to tell you something, man. When I was younger, I was oppressed in this system. I used to think about that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, man, I'm finna go downtown and kill up everybody down here. Every cracker I see, I'm killing them, man. Because I seen what they were doing to our people. I was like, listen, I'm just going downtown. Everybody, oh, you pop! She says, I know you ain't did nothing, but I'm just doing what the spirit tell me. Pop! That's what I'm gonna do. What about me and the children? Pop, pop, pop! There, yes. Because they have been oppressing our people so long, man, that real men, because I didn't have no understanding of the truth. I couldn't understand why. I used to always want to figure out why. Because I knew they was our enemy spiritually. Where we at?
Deuteronomy 7 and 9.
Read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God.
He is God, read.
The faithful God.
See, our people don't know he's faithful because they don't been through so much, man. They can't understand. We did it to ourselves. Read.
Which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him.
See, that's what the Matthew 22 and 36 was talking about, wasn't it? Read.
And keep his commandments.
And do what?
Keep his commandments.
Read.
To 1,000 generations.
When did it stop, man? When do it stop? It never stops. Read.
And repayeth them.
And he said he's going to repay them. Read.
That hate him.
That what?
That hate him.
That hate him. Read.
To their face.
He's going to pay them to their face, man. You got to keep these commandments. You don't sign our forefathers signed a blood contract. Blood in, blood out. What that mean? This ain't the Crips and the Bloods. Or the MS-13, all them wanksters. Mm-hmm. This here is the real deal here. So if your forefathers signed this, that means you got to live by it. Read on.
To destroy them.
He's going what?
To destroy them.
And I tell y'all, man, he's not coming back here to play with nobody. Read.
He will not be slack to him that hated him.
He's not going to be slack. Read.
He will repay him to his face.
To his face, man. Read on.
Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which I command thee this day to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken to these judgments, and keep and do them, that the Lord thy God shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto thy fathers. And he will love thee, and bless thee, and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb, and the fruit of thy land, thy corn, and thy wine, and thy oil, and increase of thy kin, and the flock of thy sheep, in the land which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee. Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female bearing among you, or among your cattle. And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness.
Hold up, take away what?
From thee all sickness.
People don't understand, man. No matter how you were when you came in here, as long as you're doing what he say, it's taken away. But if it's not, jump back up to verse 9. But keep reading.
And will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest, upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee.
He's going to put them on them that hate them. Give me Psalm 17 and 10. You know, for us to still be want to celebrate here, hang out here, I just don't have nothing to do here. I just stay in the house here. Unless I'm with my brothers and sisters, I just can't get down with this place anymore. Read that out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 10. They are enclosed in their own facts.
Start at verse 9.
Verse 9. From the wicked that oppress me.
See, the wicked is oppressing us every day. These are the ungodly. Read.
From my deadly enemies.
What are they?
From my deadly enemies.
He called them deadly, man. Read.
Who compass me about.
They are the one ruling over us now. Read.
They are enclosed in their own fat.
They're enclosed in their own riches. Read.
With their mouth they speak proudly.
They speak proudly. What you niggas talking about out there, man? Then we good to y'all. Then we give you some fat off the hog. Then we throw you a biscuit on Sunday. They fat, man. They proudly, man. Don't we give y'all jobs? What y'all complaining about? We pay you minimum wage to go work in the heat all day. What are you complaining about? We give you our used cars and our used houses that we threw with. Why are y'all still complaining? Because they think they y'all gods. That's how they think. Read.
They have now compassed us in our steps.
Read on.
They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth.
They want to rule and dominate every country. Read.
Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey.
That is greedy. You know how the male lion come in, the female lion, she Hit her with a claw knock about 30 yards. Let me have this first. Read.
And as it were a young lion lurking in secret places.
Read on.
Arise, O Lord, disappoint him.
Read.
Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked.
From the ungodly. Read.
Which is thy sword.
So y'all got to understand everything that y'all see happening in America. It's the Most High's Son doing. The killing that y'all seeing, y'all people go to these hospitals. These doctors ain't for you. You should. I'm just telling you the truth. Don't never think cause somebody's skinning and grinning in your face. If you didn't have insurance and you wasn't paying them, you wouldn't even be in there.
That's right. That's right.
So don't think that they're your friend. Becky that sits next to y'all at the job, don't think that they're your friend. And some of our people, because they wicked as hell, man. Give me 3 holy children, man. 1 and 9. It's just plain and simple. We have to do the things righteous in our God eye. What's the matter?
The book, 3 Holy Children, chapter 1 and verse 9. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies.
See, lawless, man, they don't care about nothing. Rape, rob, steal, and kill. Their God is gold, oil, and drugs. The money making things. They don't care. And this whole society, man, is set up on slavery. Capitalism system, man. It's all about oppressing you, keeping you on the bottom, and keeping them on top. Read on.
Most hateful forsakers of God.
They hate God, man. Why do you think they speak? They always got the Bible open, but they never. It just kills me that they can believe the scripture they pull, but they don't believe the scripture you pull. We can't say ain't that in the Bible? Think about it. When they say the God of Israel, they don't hear that. Israel is the church now. But where it say Israel gonna turn to, where it say that at? They can't prove it. Read on.
And to an unjust king.
Unjust. This is why when you understand we dealing with Donald Trump, he's an unjust. Like he got that drag man in there with him. He's unjust, man. He don't care about nothing. And I heard these Edomites talking about how they gonna revolt for him because they feel he's speaking for them. When he speak, he's speaking about keeping us on bottom and keeping them on top. How you gonna make America great again? You're gonna put a lot of people in bondage. Read.
And the most wicked in all the world.
They're the most wicked in all the world. Read on.
And now we cannot open our mouth.
We can't say, hey, we the Hebrew Israelites. We God chosen children. We can't even say anything positive about us. Read.
We are become a shame and reproach to thy servants.
See, to thy servants. Read.
And to them that worship thee.
Read on.
Yet deliver us not up wholly for thy name's sake. Neither disannul thou thy covenant, and cause not thy mercy to depart from us, for thy beloved Abraham's sake, for thy servant Isaac's sake, and for thy holy Israel's sake.
Holy Israel's sake. Read on.
To whom thou hast spoken and promised that thou wouldest multiply their seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand that lieth upon the seashore. For we, O Lord, are become less than any nation, and be kept under this day in all the world because of our sins. Neither is there at this time prince, or prophet, or leader, or burnt offering, or sacrifice, or oblation, or incense, or place to sacrifice before thee, and to find mercy. Nevertheless,
let's sit on that. So when we're going through all our trials and tribulations, now he's setting these things in place. The prophets, not the sacrifice, because Christ was dead. So when you're looking at this, the incense. We're practicing all these things that Esau took away from us. Why would you teach us, we African Americans, I got that video in there and my wife's later. They got they spend millions of dollars for this. This is how much they spend to keep us in a docile state of mind. And guess who's going to be in there? Rosa Parks, Martha Luther, Malcolm, whatever his name, Michael King. They didn't put Malcolm X in there. But when you think about it, they got all the sellouts in there. That's your black history. You got it? What's it called? It's called... Yeah, that's it. Bring it up. And this is the thing. And that's what we're doing now as Hebrew Israelites. We're fulfilling the scriptures. We are teaching our people who they are, why they're in this situation. They don't want that. But you notice the news media would never touch us. They could be shooting a film riding through downtown. The cameras would go black when they come past us. I'm just telling you. Why is there no one in call? You know, you got the news, a good citizen. You know how they do. Corinne Tenson, she always doing a good. Why they haven't came and did nothing positive about us? She would lose her job immediately. You can't speak any good thing about us because it is forbidding. Most news medias, this is how they attack us with their news media. You got it? Go ahead and play it.
What brought us to Washington?
See, look at the devil right here.
And newest Smithsonian Museum.
It has been 100 years in the making. The Smithsonian.
You see where they got it? Right there, man. Let you know we still slaves, man. Well,
National Museum of African American History and Culture is about to open its doors to the public. I just love saying that. Yesterday, Nora and I joined Lonnie Bunch, the museum's founding director, for a tour of what makes this place so very special inside.
And that's a drag man talking.
On the wall, it's mainly white
American history and culture.
And people pay money to go into this place, man.
This is a cabin from Edisto Island, South Carolina.
But to get a sense of the African American.
Pause it, man. Go back a little bit. That cabinet didn't look like that. There'd be holes in the roof, man. The building leaning. This is what they want to give these children. And see, you got the drag man's right there with him, and some guy. Let me tell you something. He's just like the mayor. See, that's the drag man. Play out.
Cabin from Edisto Island, South Carolina.
But to get a sense of the African American experience, you have to go below the surface. 5 stories down.
At its peak, it would hold between 8 and 16 people would be in that cabin.
A cabin for slaves.
They proud that we want to be. We can't even get along with 2 of us in there. How we gonna get along with 8 of us in there, man? And it wouldn't be in that condition, man. I'm telling you, them things with roof will be leaking. Woods would be, we living in some of the slummiest conditions, man. Play on.
In shackles small enough to restrain a child.
No, hold up. That ain't nothing but today's handcuffs right there.
After World War II, the notion of sit-ins really caught on.
While a stool.
We shouldn't have never. See, this is what MLK did, man. See, he need that slap right now, man. I'm telling you. We shouldn't have never. See, this is what's wrong with our peoples today. They still want to go into somebody else's establishment. They don't want to deal with their own peoples. They show you that this is MLK helping to destroy our nation. Where's the black business been since MLK?
We actually fought harder to try to join hands with them than we fought to try to establish our own businesses and establish our own things that we could have had upon our belt. We fought harder to be one with the white man.
And they still fighting. Play on.
Greensboro, North Carolina lunch counter.
Pause, and they got this garbage up in there, man. You mice can't cook. I mean, one time, I was in the world back in the day. I had this Edomite that I knew called me, oh man, yeah, barbecue, man. I went out and I'm like, meat smelling good, bit into it, tastes just like dead meat. No seasoning, nothing, man. They cannot cook. Why you think they love Big Mama? Big Mama in there frying chicken, man. They in there loving that. Why you think they KFC, churches, all their restaurants? These are things they have stolen from us. They wine, they whiskey, they beer. We used to do our own thing. And they patent all their ideas. Play on, man.
Resolved to move beyond segregation.
What I see is something very simple. Sitting in a chair is transformative.
This museum will challenge your emotions. Tears will be shed here. But there's joy to be found.
Jackie Robinson wasn't the first baseball player in the major leagues, man.
George W. Bush signed legislation to create the museum in 2003. Congress designated $270 million, or half of what.
Pause it, man. $270 million. How many houses they could have fixed up in our neighborhoods, man? How many drug treatment centers could they build in our neighborhoods? They want us to always go remember the oppression. Nobody said they ain't put in there the church bombing that happened in Atlanta, is they? They ain't put in there the brothers that lost their life out there speaking against them. They ain't put none of them in there.
Black Wall Street.
You know, they ain't put Black Wall Street. They didn't put none of the atrocities that went on. And they always saying this is the most people got shot and killed, but they never tell you about Rosewood. It's like your history don't exist. Don't talk about these people. Play on.
To build it. Over $300 million more came through fundraising efforts, while corporate partners, business leaders, and celebrities were the top donors.
Say that's why I was going to church.
People giving whatever they could afford.
Father, and this is what people come into the truth expecting to see. A bunch of Negroes with ties on. That's what they want to come in here and see, man. Look at all these brothers right there, man. Destroyed. That one right there in the corner, he's smiling, man. I love this, man. They destroyed, man. Look at them. These are the ones we out here fishing to try to help. But they the ones rejecting. You know, nobody. Look at the women's none of them in there with their head covered. And there goes Sister Johnson right there in the green. She gonna pass out in a minute. Play on.
Like the $1 million.
Look at this church, man. Pause it. Why haven't this church raised money to rebuild the houses in their communities? Why did these churches take all the money they receive on Sundays and take them right back to the white man bank? Why haven't they got a bank of their own? Why haven't they bought up the communities in their neighborhoods and built houses for their congregations? Why? Because they're part of the agenda too.
That's right.
Play on.
Street Baptist Church in Alexandria, Virginia.
The church tried to emphasize that every gift mattered and wanted every member to believe that no matter how large or small your gift, you're making history.
Making history, that's
They're going to leave their stories behind. Ultimately, their picture and their story will be here.
Visitors Smithsonian Museum.
Oh, they got Malcolm in there.
It's a place where you will be encouraged to explore current events, including the complicated conversations of race that continue today.
That's it, man. Why don't they ever talk about us? Why? It's forbidding. It's forbidding to speak anything. Back to Romans 13:4, man. It is forbidding. It is forbidding for any. Why do you think all these celebrities they always building a school in Africa? When half the schools around here don't even have AC in them. Read that out.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 4. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
So you have to understand, the Most High and His Son orchestrate through the peoples, man. How is He going to punish us if He don't use these other nations? How long will we continue being wicked and want to go deal with these other nations, marry into these other nations, And that's always when Israel started going off. We start falling as a nation. Daniel 11:36. It never just come to our people. And some people come in here thinking they supposed to see T.D. Jakes. I'm just trying to tell you, some of them looking for Creflo Dollar. Some of them still looking for Eddie Long. He's dead and gone. What was he doing to the boys? Molesting them boys. Taking advantage of their little money. So the Most High had to bring judgment to them. Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 11 and verse 36. And the king shall do according to his will.
Read on.
And he shall exalt himself.
So what king? Edomites, man. He exalted himself, man. He's God. He's Moses. He's Jesus. He's everything to our people. That's why they defend him. Read.
And magnify himself.
Magnify himself. Make movies in the magazines, little statues. What company produced all them Cedric Bogier pictures, man? They rich as hell, ain't it? Read on.
Above every God.
Every God, read.
And shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods.
He gonna speak marvelous things, man, against the God of gods.
And shall prosper.
And shall what?
And shall prosper.
He succeed in what he do, man, through his wickedness. Read.
Till the indignation.
To his indignations. Read.
Be accomplished.
To everything he set out to be. He set out. This is what the NWO is. The New World Order is the white man that's in power. Why you think World War I, World War II, World War III is against us? They want to destroy us. And they're coming up with all, you have to dig deep between the message that they're sending. Why are they now attacking Issachar? Or so-called Issachar? Or the people that some of them might be Spaniards? Because they said 7 fewer ones from across the border. So, and we know some of them have sold out too. It just ain't Judah. You got the Levites, some of them have sold out. You got some of all our nation have sold out to the other nation. For they let, who you think they set up as governor in Haiti? What he do? Rob the peoples? What you think is going on down there in South America? The same thing. And when you see them always come and speak, who's always speaking? An Edomite. Just like in Puerto Rico. Who's speaking? Edomites. So you have to understand, he have done all these things to set himself up. Read.
For that is determined shall be done.
It shall be done, man. Give me this video right quick. You see?
This union of 12 nations became known as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Or, more simply, NATO.
NATO.
These men and their countries have sometimes been at war with each other. Often, they
Do you see any of us in there, man? Then we got one representative of NATO. What NATO was set up for, man. Well,
our message is clear. We are united in condemnation.
They letting you know they are united. They call us the terrorists. That's why when somebody call me, I always say I beat that to that. They the terrorists. They the one who rape, rob, and stole everybody's country. And you can sit up here and call some a terrorist. Play on.
Which will only harm our resolve to stand up for our values and to the people.
And it sends a clear message to any potential aggressor. Should you even think of attacking one ally?
Hold up. You hear what he said?
Facing the whole alliance.
You heard what he said. Remember that later on. I said that, I told you. Some of them, they don't be knowing. Some of them, they start finding out. See, and that's the problem. And see, he said he will prosper, indignation, and accomplish. Give me Revelation 16:13. He said if you attack one, you attack all. I wonder why they haven't sent NATO in America to stop the oppression of our people. If that's what they set up for, please. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 13. And I saw three unclean spirits.
Three unclean spirits. Read.
Like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon.
Them unclean spirit is their communication and lies, man. That's what comes out of their mouth. Nothing but propaganda against the children of Israel. Read.
And out of the mouth of the beast.
Read on.
And out of the mouth of the false prophet.
These are their pastors, they TD Jakes, man. Give me this next video, man. Right.
Wrote a piece, I think it was in the New York Times.
Listen at this.
Right before the election, where he said that, basically racism is not a problem anymore because when white folks get to know black folks, well, their biases and their fears subside. Now, number one, I'm not sure that's true. But secondly, even if it were true, the truth is, given the history of racism, spatial segregation, residential isolation, the fact that 85% of white folks live in communities with virtually no people of color around, even if he were right,
I guess black people just don't get it, do they? They thinking they all one. Long as you're on the bottom, and you can go into some of them trailer park trash communities, you won't find no blacks in there. They be out there with their tobacco in their mouth, barefooted with their overalls on, playing that old banjo music, man. That was the ones used to be beating our backs in. That was the overseers. They just never got rich off of it. They suffered in their own kingdom. Play out.
Wouldn't matter because most to actually form close, intimate friendships or connections with people of color. And unfortunately, if it isn't happening, the only way we get to know folks of color is via media. So maybe we see Barack Obama on television coming into our living rooms every night. And over an 18-month to 2-year period, we're able to say, yeah, I sort of like that folks who are sort of superstars on the one hand or criminals on the other hand. Those are the black folks we typically see on TV. They're either like mega millionaire athletes or entertainers, or they're the folks doing a perk walk on the 6 o'clock news that the cops have just gone arrested. And now you see regularly are superstar millionaires and
drags and bags.
The average person, they can't relate to either of those, right? The average person of color can't, and the average white person can't either. The superstar, you're
that's a man.
Barack Obama or Bill Cosby or Oprah Winfrey,
they lock him up.
People of color, we're able to get to know them, or at least we think we know them, via media. But for average everyday white folks and for average everyday black and brown folks, the ability to really get to know each other and overcome those implicit biases.
See, you good. The thing is, he said 85% of them still live in segregated neighborhoods. How we all one if we not all living in the same neighborhood? Why we got a Japanese, Chinese, Israelite, Islam, Ismail, Ethiopian, Edomite? Why they just... And you notice over there in Las Colinas, it's nothing but Elam over there.
Mm-hmm.
That whole neighborhood, all them jobs over there, that's all them. We the only people think we should join hands with somebody. That's our problem. Revelations 18:2. That's our problem. We always want to join hands with the people that are oppressing us. Read that out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen.
That's what we out there crying, man. Read.
Is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
Devils with an S. Read.
And the hold of every foul spirit.
See, people don't understand. It's nothing but foul spirits here. You be riding on the road now, just mind your own business. They come jump right in front of you. Then they just have a killing up somewhere where they shot 2 people over a drug. That was a drug deal gone bad. These peoples are bloodthirsty now. But I keep trying to tell you, be careful. Read.
And a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
And that cage represent a prison, man, where peoples are locked down in their cities. They can't go nowhere. They don't have money to travel. We stuck here. Isaiah 21:9. Let's get it from the old prophets. Let's see where they was pulling these things. Read that out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 21 and verse 9. And behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen.
They're saying the same thing, man. Read.
Is fallen. And all the graven images of her gods he has broken unto the ground.
All these graven images of her gods, man. Some of y'all don't know the athletes are the gods. Beyonce is a god to the sisters. I don't know why sisters want to be like Beyonce. She's single and let me tell you something. He sings all the songs, independent ladies. Ain't he supposed to be married to a lady? Because they hate to say to Jay-Z, tell y'all the truth, is a woman. Why you think that they posted up on that picture with Mona Lisa? They letting you Mona Lisa was a man. They letting you know. Ones that awake can see. Ones that sleep, they don't care. They don't want to see. They want them to be heroes. Read on up.
O my threshing, and the corn of my floor, that which I have heard of the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, have I declared unto you.
The God of Israel is declaring all these prophecies unto us. Back to Revelations 14:8. Why would you want the American dream after today? This place is a barbecue pit, and it's about to be lit. Just telling you. Keep holding on. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 8. And were followed another angel.
See, these are messengers. Read.
Saying, Babylon is fallen.
Read on.
Is fallen. That great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
And you see this thing, when you're looking at the Japanese television, you're looking at transgender women. When you're looking at Hamite TV, you're looking at the same thing. They all been drunk with this. You cannot get into political power without going that route. When you look at the Chinese, it's the same thing. It's nothing different. It's the same doctrine. Don't they all celebrate New Year's at the same time? Don't they all celebrate Christmas? Don't they all celebrate Easter? They celebrate, they're letting you know he's in power in every country. Revelation 16:14.
Book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils.
He said this country and these nations are the spirit of devils. Read.
Working miracles.
So they working miracles on our people. They give y'all all this electronic stuff. Some people be in their phone so much they go to sleep with their phone. Like this, they be asleep. Phone right there. Some people can't let their phone, put their phone down there. You don't see these things. They got these tablets. Now you're giving these tablets to your babies. You're not teaching your babies no fundamental skills about surviving. All they know is a computer. And that's why they let me tell you something. In my house, it wouldn't be none of that garbage. If I'm blessed with a child, he's going to grow up out there on that land knowing how to go out there and push a lawnmower. Trim some hedges. Plant some seeds in the ground. What good is he? What kind of child do this all on video games all every day? Nothing. And they basically good for nothing. Because what are we dealing with out there in them streets? It's like some of these brothers that's I always ask them, who all got PlayStations? What is this there for? To make you lazy. It is no benefit you, nothing with that game. PlayStation 1 got the same function as the PlayStation 88. They can't make it no better. They just give it a new name and you buy it. Stop buying your children these electronical stuff. You helping them destroy themselves. Buy them some building blocks. I used to have a little dump truck. Buy them a dump truck. Gotta let them go out there in the dirt, dig your yard up or something. I'm just telling you, take them to the garden, learn them things. Don't let them become an ophir where they don't know nothing but how to be what the white man want them to be. Read on.
Which go forth unto the kings of the earth.
All these nations, the same thing. Internet is in their countries. Wi-Fi, all this stuff. Read.
And of the whole world.
The whole world. Read.
To gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty.
That great day of God Almighty, World War III. Read.
Behold, I come as a thief.
He say, come as a thief. Read.
Blessed is he that watcheth.
Blessed is he that watcheth. Read.
And keepeth his garment.
And keepeth the commandments. Read.
Lest he walk naked.
Lest he be in sin. Read.
And they see his shame.
They'll see his shame, man. Back to Daniel 11:37. This whole place is witchcraft. It's nothing good about America. Our forefather was oppressed here. We oppressed here. And for some reason, all our people want to do is have a barbecue, a beer, and a blunt. How much money do they invest in the weed? How much, when you go into the black communities, Swisher Sweets have become a billionaire out there, man. The tobacco company. Why you can find that stuff there? Why you can't find quality food in the neighborhoods? You find all the sugary cakes in their neighborhoods. You find nothing. Why is it no one coming and teaching them how to plant? Why are these people that's got yards don't have no gardens in the back of them? See, because they all playing video games. Even grandma be on there playing, what's that, Dirty Bird? I'm just telling y'all the truth. Angry Birds. I don't play none of their video games. If I got some extra time, I'm going to try and read. That's what I try to do with my time. I ain't got time for they miracles. You can pop a bird and he gonna knock down some you move to the next level if you're good enough. People think, man, I'm on level 89. And then they used to be sending you that stuff on Facebook and, you know, inviting you to the game. Well, I just got tired of it. I almost shut it down after them games. Read on up.
The book of Daniel, chapter 11 and verse 37. Neither shall he regard the God of his father.
Read on.
Nor the desire of women.
He don't want even women's, man. Read.
Nor regard any God.
Nor regard any gods. Read.
For he shall magnify himself above all.
Above all that is on the planet. Read.
But in his estate.
In his estate. Read.
Shall he honor the God of forces.
The God of forces is Satan, the so-called white man. Read.
And a God of whom his father knew not. Shall he honor with gold.
With what?
With gold.
With what?
With gold.
Give me Wisdom of Solomon 6:1. Let me show you, man. Let's show you how he came into Israel. Let me show you how we had to put them hands on him. Read that out.
The book Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 1. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitudes of nations. For power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty from the highest. Who shall try your works, and search out your counsels? Because, being ministers of his kingdom, ye have not judged the right, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of God. Horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places. For mercy will soon pardon the meanest, but mighty men shall be mightily tormented.
They're going to be what?
Mightily tormented.
They're going to be mightily tormented. Mightily tormented. Now give me First Maccabees 6:1. That's what I wanted. Not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Read that right quick.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 1. About that time, King Antiochus,
Edomite,
traveling through the high countries, heard say that Elymas in the country of Persia,
this was a city, read,
was a city greatly renowned for riches, silver and gold.
Riches, silver, and gold, read.
And that there was in it a very rich temple,
Read on.
wherein were coverings of gold, and breastplates, and shields, which Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian king, who reigned first among the Grecians, had left there.
Read on.
Wherefore he came and sought to take the city.
He came and sought to take the city for that silver and gold, read.
And to spoil it.
And to spoil it, destroy it, read.
But he was not able.
He was not able, read.
Because they of the city, having had warning thereof,
Read on.
rose up against him in battle. So he fled and departed thence with great heaviness and returned to Babylon.
Read on.
Moreover, there came one who brought him tidings into Persia, that the armies which went against the land of Judea were put to flight.
They were put to flight, man. So you have to understand how this man operates. If it ain't about $1, he don't care nothing about nobody. Go back to Daniel 11 and 38.
The book of Daniel, chapter 11 and verse 38. But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things.
Read on.
Thus shall he do in the most stronghold,
The whole world, read.
with a strange God,
Read on.
whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory, and he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain.
Give me Michael's 2 and 1. So if you thinking America is a place for riches, it's not for you. Because he can go right in and take the so-called any athlete entertainer, they can take their money. They can put a lockdown on your account where you can't even draw nothing out. Read that out.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
This is going into your NATO, your Russia, your America, any country that the Edomites is ruling in. Read.
And they covered fields.
And they covered fields. That's Lincoln. Read.
And take them by violence.
How did they get America?
Take them by violence.
See, South America.
Take them by violence.
Israel.
Take them by violence.
Read.
And houses.
And your houses. Read.
And take them away.
And take them away from you. Read.
So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
His birthright. Your heritage is your birthright. So they take the Job 20 and 5.
The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 5. That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
See, everything that y'all see, America is short. 400 years is nothing. Read.
And the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Read on.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever.
Hold up, what did it say?
Yet he shall perish forever.
See, they thinking it's a game, man. Read.
Like his own dung.
Like his own doo-doo. Read.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
They gonna say what?
Where is he?
Where's America?
Where is he?
Read on.
He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall he place any more before him. Behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor.
His children are going to what?
Seek to please the poor.
They're starting to recognize that we are God's chosen. Read on.
And his hand shall restore their goods.
His hand is going to do what?
Restore their goods.
Everything that he have stolen, he's going to restore it. Read.
His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
See, y'all don't understand. This man, he's walking iniquity. Read.
Which shall lie down with him in the dust.
It's going to go down with him to the grave. Read.
Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth.
See, wickedness is sweet in his mouth. Read.
Though he hide it under his tongue.
Read on.
Though he spare it, and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth.
Wickedness. Read.
Yet his meat is his bowels is turned.
Evil. Read.
It is the gall of asp which within him.
That asp is like a snake. Read on.
He hath swallowed down riches.
He have stolen everybody riches. Read.
And he shall vomit them up again.
He's going to do what?
Vomit them up again.
Read on.
God shall cast them out of his belly.
Everything he have stolen, man, out of his belly. And why is this happening? Give me 2nd Ezra 15:14. This is why we shouldn't be caught up in this place. Because judgment is on America. And it's really on the so-called white man. Read that out.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world.
We say what?
Woe to the world.
It say destruction unto this world, man. Read.
And them that dwell therein.
Them that dwell therein. Give me this next video, man. Why would anybody want to love this world? Love.
And them that dwell therein.
Them that dwell therein. Give me this next video, man. You got it? Why would anybody want to love this world? Love.
And them that dwell therein.
You go with the video.
At the White House is lowered today following a mass shooting at a Las Vegas concert last night. 59 people have been confirmed dead, including at least 2 Canadians. As the world comes to grips with this tragedy, we're learning tonight our Prime Minister has spoken to the U.S. President, offering his condolences. So what makes a violent act an act of terrorism? It's a question many people are asking today in Vegas, where a white man is allegedly responsible for the death of more than 50 people. Officials there have yet to call this terrorism.
We believe it's a local individual. He resides here locally. I'm not at liberty to give you his
his white supremacist.
It's called Freeman. And the way we frame these stories is that if it's a person of color, it must be terrorism. If it's a white person, it's probably not. It's probably a mental health
This
issue.
Washington Post headline describes the alleged shooter as a gambler who liked country music and lived a quiet life. Memes also have been popping up on social media, including this one from Family Guy.
Well, we on that list, ain't it? And we ain't shot nobody, have we? Mentally disturbed, man. Do you see that? Even the TV let you know. The little cartoons let you know what's going on. Now, he got on a Muslim outfit, don't he? So they don't consider them as terrorists because they look just like them. Play on.
Different classifications for different cultural backgrounds. During our Facebook Live interview with UFT's Jeffrey Dvorkin, viewers also weighed in. Anthony Garcia.
See, this is how he spent his news media.
Attack in Vegas is hate, bigotry.
He always using it to attack us.
Samantha Cattle Singleton chimed in.
But when it comes to the killing that they're doing, because they're the terrorists.
The United States Patriot Act recently redefined domestic terrorism as anything dangerous to human life. Earlier today, ISIS claimed responsibility, saying the shooter converted to Islam just weeks ago.
Oh,
He claims by the terrorist organization.
You know the media put that in there, man. You know they put that in there, didn't you? Give me Leviticus 26:14. Y'all have to understand everything come out of his mouth is iniquity. Read that out.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 14.
Start at verse 15.
Verse 15. And if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror.
Who is the so-called terrorist? Who's the person that have done all these injustice to us? So-called white man. Back to 2 Ezra 15:14 again. He's the terrorist. But see, he always gives someone else that stigma. That, like he gave the so-called Mexicans, they aliens. When he's the alien, because he have stolen countries. He always laboring others. Why do you think he always got wanted pictures? Because he's wanted. He's laboring everybody with his judgment. Read on out.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Read on.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Their what?
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
It's drawing near, man. Read.
And one people shall stand up to fight against another.
You always see in the so-called white man, he's always fighting other nations and his own people. Because when you go into Syria, who was those people? They're not the original people that was in that landmass. Them are Edomites. Gaddafi. Subject, I don't know. Could be an Edomite, man. Saddam. Edomite. They had conquered all these lands at one time and controlled them and left their seeds there. You can't control the whole world by having so-called Edomites in your land that call themselves Edom. These are peoples are that going to look at the Japanese and Chinese. They're not the original peoples either. So everybody in these landmass that's calling themselves these names have stolen someone's identity. He have stolen everybody's identity on the planet. That's why when we bring our truth, nobody want to hear it because they've been indoctrinized to lies all day, every day. Read on.
And swords in their hands.
And what?
And swords in their hands.
And weapons in their hands. Let me tell you something. Every day that this kingdom continues to fall, you're gonna see this sick monster get wickeder and wickeder. He's the terrorist. So when you thinking that some people flew a plane in a building, you got to be mass crazy. There's never no plane that flew in a building. So who he labeled the terrorist? Bin Laden? Bin Laden probably an Edomite. Who is he labeling terrorists? The people that's attacking America? Where have they attacked it? Who blew up the building in Oklahoma? So-called white man. Any mass destruction going on, he's behind it. So who he give you? He give you another face. Just like he do here with the so-called black man. He is the criminal. He's the one out here raping, robbing, killing, and that's not going on with us. We're not in a school system raping their children. Who in there raping and sleeping with them little boys and girls? The white woman and the white man. See, and when you always see them on news, I'm letting you know because you hear this. We have a suspect at large, but they never give you no description. They know who it is, but the media cannot portray this. They have to keep you, and most of them on your news station are transgenders anyway, homosexual. Their job is to keep a black eye on Israel. They all working in one. They all confederate. They all linked together. That's why you have to understand, how can you have the American dream when they taking money out the school systems and building more penitentiaries? Think about this. Everything that they're doing is to take us down. All the warehouse jobs, most of all the jobs for the so-called black man, they ship cross seas. And they holler they got this tariff on China. I was just at a place. Everything was coming in there from China and Vietnamese. in Japan. He's a devil, man. He's the wicked of the wickedest. Read on out.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men.
This is what you're seeing going on in Greece, France, all of these countries. See, the so-called white man is tired of the 1% that rules them. Because they're not able to go and fly and have vacations like they used to. This is how the Most High is turning them against each other. Read.
And invading one another.
Who can invade one another? We don't have no planes. We don't have no ships. The Africans sure don't ain't invading nobody, are they? Any Ethiopian army somewhere conquering somebody in their land? This is him. Spain, France, and Great Britain. Read.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes.
See, they're not going to regard the people that are set up over them. What did you just have down there in Puerto Rico? They wanted him out. What they want here? They want Donald Trump out. Because the lower end is not benefiting from the Make America Great Again. Why do you think you have so many bankers committing suicide? Why are you thinking you having so many stores closing down? This place is done for. Read on.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Why you got people's coming in from Haiti still down there on the southern border of Mexico? Why you having people's coming from Brazil can't get through? Why are they only letting the so-called Mexicans through? Why are you thinking they building a wall? Why are you thinking these countries don't want people coming in no more? There's no job. They feel like they're taking their jobs away. They can't buy little Timmy a PlayStation. They're not having good Christmas anymore. It's only a mirage to our people that want to continue. Why is it that all these countries, when they rise up, their peoples rise up, they stick together? Why come the nation can't stick together? The so-called white man is going to stick together. Why is this militia armies? Why do you think they have them in every state? Why are you thinking they coming together and we can't come together? What's going to happen when one state explodes, something big happen there? Because a lot of these states want to succeed from the United States. What's going to happen to the so-called blacks there? The Israelites there? We ain't thinking about nothing but a beer, barbecue, and blunt. Read on up.
Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
They ain't going to have no pity upon his neighbors, man. Why is the so-called white man 90% segregated? Why is it that we, only the nations that want to be, join hand in hand with them? Why is it? Because they have brainwashed us into loving them and not loving ourselves. This is what the Most High trying to show you. Love yourself. Love your nation first. Read.
But shall destroy their houses with the sword.
With the swords, missiles, whatever weapon, drones. Read.
And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Let's say for a lack of bread. A lot of you seeing all these recalls on food around here. A lot of people don't care. I don't go out to eat in these restaurants, man, because that food is sitting in there is old. They serving you old food because they don't have the customer base that they once had. So they have to make their money by selling you outdated food in these places. And then you go in there, the waitress never treats you as she probably treats others, even your own people, because guess what they say? We don't like to tip. What do we got to tip when you're charging us $100 to come in here and eat? Matthew 10 and 34. It's finna get real strenuous around here. And you're going to have a lot of people that haven't been planning. You see people's taking vacations, having a good time, but they ain't putting up nothing. And for anybody in here that ain't got something put away, man, shame on you. I'm telling you, man. When I seen down there when they had that hurricane in Florida, a 24-pack of water was selling for $100. So for a bottle of water, you're going to be paying $5 to $10 for that. Don't get caught up in that madness, man. You trying to go into these stores and fight these peoples over them last crumbs, it's going to be a lack of bread. I went into Walmart's and no pork was on the shelf. I'm just like, I noticed the seven, like, where's the meat at on this section? Because guess what? You can buy 10 pork chops for $3. All people always go in there and get that garbage food and feed to their children. Hostess ding dongs and stuff. Nothing putting in their body, man. Read up.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 10 and verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Why is they teaching love, love, love? Most High and the Son say, think not that I've come to send peace on this earth. Read.
I came not to send peace, but a sword.
But the word, the truth. Read.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
So you're going to have the sons. A lot of us brothers got children's in here. Guess where our sons at? They out there in the world. Same thing is going to happen for where they out there in the world. And I tell y'all, don't be a shield for them, because then they got to go through you. You need to let them be punished, man. You need to let them go through their affliction to get them in here. Because if not, they're going to die out there. Read.
And the daughter against her mother.
Even the daughter against the mother, man. These things are happening as we speak because so many of us have awakened, and now our parents don't want to hear. Because they looking at like you. What are you talking about? You in a coat somewhere? No, mama, you in a coat. No, daddy, you in a coat. Is it that you call yourself a Christian, but you don't want to hear no words come out the Bible? That let me know you the devil. Because if you truly believe what's in this book and you go to church every Sunday, why not open this book and hear out your children's? Read.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Even the daughter-in-law, because guess what? She not going to want to hear it. The son might have came into the truth, but you got to be patient with them. But you got to be firm with them. Read.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
So your worst enemies are going to be the people that know where you stay, know what's in your house. That's why I don't have outsiders that's not in this truth coming by where I stay. Who the first people that mostly rob you? The man next door, the homeboy that was over there with you smoking blunts the other night. The one that's on hard time that don't know where he going. He gonna be the first one that gets you. Read on.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
The Bible is clear about what it say. Read.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
He's telling the truth. Read.
And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me.
Read on.
He that findeth his life.
He that what?
Findeth his life.
Some people think when you come in the truth, you lost your life. They don't know you don't found your life. Read.
Shall lose it.
Say what?
Shall lose.
You lose everything in here, man. You're going to lose all the friends you had in the world. The ones that's wicked as hell. You're going to lose that, man. You're going to lose the Edomite friends you had. You're going to lose it. Read.
And he that loseth his life for my sake.
For his sake. Read.
Shall find it.
That's when you find yourself, man. We need to be out here admonishing this word. Read.
He that receiveth you.
He that receiveth you.
Receiveth me.
So when you're around them, they need to be receiving that too. Read.
And he that receiveth me receiving him that sent me.
That sent me. These are the things that we're having issues with in this walk. 2nd Ezra 13 and 32. Because the American dream was all a nightmare, man. Some people that's got cars and houses, they don't want to lose that. They feel privileged. They feel like they don't made it in this kingdom and nothing can stop them. They feel like they are a part of this society. Read on.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass.
All these things what we've been talking about are going to come to pass. Read.
And the signs shall happen which I shewed thee before.
So these signs that you're getting today, you're going to know them. Read.
And then shall my son be declared.
Then shall Yahweh shall be declared. Read.
Whom thou sawest as a man ascended.
As a what?
Man ascended.
Give me Isaiah 47 and just go to verse 3. Isaiah 47 and 3. Let's get right to it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 3.
Read on.
Thy nakedness,
thy sins, read,
shall be uncovered.
All this whole wicked society, read.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Everything, the shame, that's what we are doing, read.
I will take vengeance.
He say what?
I will take vengeance.
He say he's going to take vengeance, read.
And I will not meet thee as a man.
What did he say he's not going to meet him?
I will not meet thee as a man.
Let's go back over here, man. 2nd Ezra.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass.
All these things are going to happen, Israel. Read.
And the signs shall happen which I shewed thee before. And then shall my son be declared.
Read.
Whom thou sawest as a man ascended.
He ascended as a man, but he say he's coming back here as a God, man. Read.
And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle.
They're going to leave the battle that they battling in. Read.
They have one against another.
They have one against another. Read.
And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together.
And all these countries and these nations, the NATO, will be gathered together. Read.
As thou sawest them, willing to come.
Willing to come. Read.
And to overcome him by fire.
All these nations going to have one agenda: to turn on the power. Read.
But he shall stand upon the top of the mount.
He said he's going to do what?
Stand upon the top of the Mount Zion.
He's going to stand up with the 12 tribes. Read.
And Zion shall come.
And the nation will come. Read.
And shall be shewed to all men.
They're going to be told that we are the chosen. Read.
Being prepared.
What are we doing?
Being prepared.
We spiritually are being prepared today. Read.
And building.
And what?
And building.
And we're building the nation back again. Read on.
Like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands.
Without hands. Read.
And this my son shall rebuke the wicked.
He said what?
Rebuke the wicked.
He's going to rebuke them. Read.
Inventions of those nations.
All them step finders and drones, all that stuff is not going to work. Read.
Which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
Read on.
And shall lay before them their evil thoughts.
All of these are evil thoughts, man. Read.
And the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented.
And they're going to be tormented, man. Read.
Which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto fire.
It's like unto what?
Like unto fire.
Isaiah 66:18. Keep holding on to the dream. That's what Martin Luther King sold you. A dream. Read that out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 18. For I know their works.
See, he said he what?
I know their works.
Read on.
And their thoughts. It shall come.
It shall come. Read.
That I will gather all nations and tongues.
He's going to gather all nations and tongues. Read.
And they shall come and see my glory.
They going to what?
They shall come and see my glory.
They're going to come and see the glory, man. Give me Zechariah 8:21. We waiting. Be patient. These nations are going to bow down. Read that out.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 8 and verse 21. And the inhabitants of one city shall go to another.
Read on.
Saying, let us go speedily to pray before the Lord and to seek the Lord of hosts. I will go also.
They gonna know. Read.
Yea, many people and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem and to pray before the Lord.
Read on.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew.
What are they gonna take hold to?
The skirt of him that is a Jew.
Read on.
Saying, we will go with you.
What are they gonna be saying?
We will go with you.
After that punishment, man, they gonna bow down, man. Read.
But we have heard that God is with you.
They gonna hear what?
God is with you.
He's with who?
God is with you.
Back to Isaiah 66:19.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 19. And I will set a sign among them.
He said he's going to set these signs among them. Read.
And I will send those that escape of them unto the nations.
He's going to send those that escape of them to the nations. Read.
To Tarshish.
This is in Spain. Read.
Pul.
This is in northern Africa. Read.
And Lud.
This is here in Ethiopian Libyan. Read.
That draw the bow.
That draw the weapon. Read.
To Tabal.
To Tabal is Europe. Read.
And Javan.
Javan is Greek. Read.
To the Ars.
To all the islands. Read.
Afar off.
Read on.
That have not heard my fame.
They have not what?
Heard my fame.
Read on.
Neither have seen my glory.
Read.
And they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles.
Other nations. Read.
And they shall bring all your brethren.
They shall bring who?
All your brethren.
What are they going to bring?
All your brethren.
They're going to bring our brothers out these countries, man. Read.
For an offering.
For an offering. Read.
Unto the Lord out of all nations upon horses.
Upon what?
Upon horses.
Why did you see that brother walking with them horses the other day?
Upon horses.
See, we're going to be upon horses this time. Read.
And in chariots.
And what?
And in chariots.
They're going to know these peoples are kings and gods on the planet. Read.
And in litters. And upon mules. And upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem.
To his holy mountain Jerusalem. Read.
Saith the Lord.
Read on.
As the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Lord.
Into the house of who?
Into the house of the Lord.
Zephaniah 3 and 8, man. I hear people always, and I seen that a homosexual making a video about the language. These effeminate dudes, man. Read that out.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me.
He say what?
Wait ye upon me.
Should we go to war now?
Wait ye upon me.
Should we go out there and start attacking?
Wait ye upon me.
We giving straight orders to wait, man. That's why I keep trying to get through to our peoples. We're not out there to go to war. We not properly ready. Somebody get hit, boy, you may see 3 or 4 brothers turn and run. That's why we got to wait on the power. Read.
Saith the Lord.
See, says the Lord, real.
Until the day that I rise up to the praise.
See, we're going to wait, man. We're not going to war right now. Anybody get... That's why you see these brothers walking around here with these guns and stuff, man. Who make their bullets? Their enemy. So how you going to go with a war against a man that makes your weapon? Stupid. Read.
For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation.
His indignations, man. Read.
Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Read on.
For then will I turn to the people a pure language.
See, we waiting on that, man. That's why I tell brother D, I'm finna go to Hebrew school. No, you finna go to Yiddish school. Nobody speaks the pure language, man. Why not wait for the order? These are orders given. Read.
That they may all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent.
One consent. Read.
From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia.
Read on.
My supplements. Even the daughters of my dispersed shall bring mine offering. In that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doing.
Read on.
Wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride. And thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain. I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity.
No more sin, read.
Nor speak lies.
Read on.
Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
No other nation would never make us afraid. So I'm going to wait on the Israel dream studied in the American dream. Shalom.